I would like to read you a note here. It's from a little girl to her daddy who just died, and it reads, Dear Dad, I will never forget you. I love you with all my heart. You are the best dad. I hope you rest in peace. Dad, don't worry about me. I'm going to grow up and be a strong girl. You know how she's going to grow up and be a strong girl? Because of Camp Erin. And we've invited Annette March Greer and Dedra Lane in here, who are you're the program director.
That's correct.
I didn't cry. I made it through. I cried when I read that letter. Crying's okay for kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's okay for all of us. It really is what helps us get through the work that we do.
Why? Everybody's different in the way they grieve, and kids especially. And you were just telling me, 6 months old, they could grieve.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Once we have the capacity to love, we have the capacity to grieve.
And this program, Camp Erin, tell me more about Camp Erin and what it's out to do.
Camp Erin is a full weekend experience, wonderful experience provided for children who are bereaved, children who've lost someone close. And Jamie Moyer and his wife, Karen, have established a wonderful foundation. We are one of 8 camps recently established this year for 2010, Baltimore. And Roberta's House is proud to be a recipient of that.
What do we do to get involved in this?
At this point, there's an application and screening process for campers. We are fortunate enough to say that we are at capacity for this year's camp, which is this coming weekend.
Right.
We do, however, have a rolling waiting list that will carry us into the 2011 camp experience. So it's a matter of calling Roberta's House at 410-235-6633 or going to our website at robertashouse.org, completing an application and getting that into us so that we can meet with you and your family.
You two work with these kids all the time.
All the time.
What do you see?
We see an array of emotions and behaviors that are directly related to the grief, the loss of a loved one. In some kids, there is overactivity. In some kids, there's a sadness, a withdrawal, and an isolation. For others, there are behavioral issues that need to be addressed at home and at school and in every arena of their lives. What's most saddening is that most often when these behaviors appear, they are not looked at as grief responses. So the grief really goes unaddressed.
Holding it in is what we used to.
Absolutely.
Right?
And children will oftentimes try to be the super strong person for the adult, for the parent that is the surviving parent or the grandparent that is now taking care of them. They become caretakers of the adults, and they also model how adults grieve. So oftentimes adults want to be that strong person and not break down and not show emotions. So we model that for children, and they internalize that, but it comes out in inappropriate behavior or academic failure. All types of ADHD is oftentimes misdiagnosed, and children are treated with medication instead of dealing with the actual cause, underneath cause.
And we know March is in your family.
Yeah.
It's not by mistake.
No.
What did you learn growing up?
Oh, I witnessed so much death and grieving in families as a child, a very small child. But I think it was a very healthy experience, because when I experienced death on my own, although I did grieve, I knew it was okay. I knew it was normal. And most kids think it's something abnormal and something strange. So being in a death and dying environment really taught me how important grieving is really about healing.
Annette, thank you so much. Dedra, thank you for coming in here. Give me one more time the number again. All right?
The number at Roberta's House is 410-235-6633.
All right, we're going to put everything you just said up on our website at abc2news.com. We've got to get the word out, okay?
Yeah,
Thank you so much for coming in. Dedra, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
It's mine. All right, coming up next, you help paint